Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Energy and Emissions Reduction. Will the Minister please update the House on how the Morrison Government is working with our international partners to accelerate the development of the technologies we need to reduce emissions here and around the world? And is the Minister aware of any alternatives to this approach?
The Minister for Energy and Emissions Reduction.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Higgins for her question. And as a scientist, she knows the power of technology to solve hard problems, including how we bring down emissions whilst maintaining affordable, reliable energy and creating jobs and a strong economy, Mr Speaker. And she knows that technology is the key to that. She also knows that that's all about bringing those clean technologies to cost parity with their higher emitting alternatives. Then they will be adopted not just in Australia but around the world, Mr Speaker, and we're doing our bit. We've seen the lowest emissions in Australia since 1990, 20% down on our 2005 levels, Mr Speaker. And our technology investment roadmap is key to continuing to see that extraordinary performance. Over the next decade, we'll see $80 billion of investment in clean technologies, 160,000 new jobs, Mr Speaker, and we're working with international partners to get the most out of these technologies. And those initiatives include partnerships that were signed over the weekend with Singapore, with Germany and with Japan, Mr Speaker, one of our biggest energy customers, all part of a $565 million package to work with international partners to develop and deploy those technologies, and that initiative alone will create 2,500 Australian projects, Mr Speaker. But I am asked about alternatives. And the alternative is Labor, Mr Speaker. In fact, so opposed is Labor to this technology-led approach that they are opposing $192 million of investment in ARENA. $192 million of investment in ARENA. They're opposing 1,400 jobs. And that includes, Mr Speaker, $71 million for electric vehicle and hydrogen charging infrastructure, $52 million for microgrids in regional Australia. They're opposing $20 million for heavy vehicle clean technologies and efficiencies, Mr Speaker, and $47 million for energy efficiency in heavy industry, Mr Speaker. Those opposite are voting against EV charging infrastructure. They're voting against more competitive industry and transport in Australia, Mr Speaker, and they are voting against carbon capture technologies that are supported by the IEA and the IPCC as essential to reaching net zero, Mr Speaker. Now, that the member for Hunter has put it succinctly and well. He said it's nothing short of genius heroically voting against carbon reduction initiatives that Labor actually supports. Nothing short of genius, Mr Speaker. Members opposite have no plans, no policies and no ideas.